Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about really one of the most ludicrous things that's out there is when people go on diets that are so restrictive, and a lot of fad diets do this, to where they are literally cutting out whole food groups, right? What do I mean by that? Carbohydrates. Like if you go on a diet that says you can't have carbohydrates, you can't have grains. Let's say even cutting grains out, cutting fruit out. That's insane. You can't have animal source proteins. Okay, that is insane. And the reason I say that is that the fittest, healthiest people on earth don't follow these sort of diets. Let's be clear here. As a population, when you start looking at the fittest athletes on earth, human beings with the best body composition, meaning the amount of muscle versus fat ratios that they have on their bodies, as a general rule, not saying across the board, you don't see these sort of diets there. Now, do a lot of these people say restrict really refined foods? You bet. And I don't think that's a problem. You know, I don't think it's an issue at all if someone says, hey, I'm gonna follow a dietary approach to where I don't have soda. And I'm not going to go into the different names people call soda in different places. If you don't know what Coca-Cola or soda is, I can't help you. This gets whatever. Pop, fizzy drinks, depends on what country or whatever you're in. All right, that's reasonable. In fact, if you go on a diet that says I'm going to limit refined fats or refined sugars, you know what? That sounds perfectly reasonable. You're not cutting out any whole foods, really. You're really not. What do we mean by refined sugars? Table sugar, high fructose corn syrup. Okay? Honey could probably fall in that category. All right. I'm aware that it can have some health benefits, but if you're looking at the fructose concentration and the fructose it absorbs in the upper intestine, it's in that category. All right. Refined fats. Someone says, I'm not going to eat any vegetable oils or butter. Now, the amount of idiots who don't seem to realize that butter is a highly refined fat, which most of the vitamins and minerals have been stripped out of it. It's now an emulsified saturated fat. If they honestly see that and say, oh, well, it's better than oil. No, it's not. Okay. Let's just be clear. And I'm not telling you you're a terrible person if you eat it. But, refined fats, that would include butter. That could include, whatever, vegetable oil, Crisco, all of that, right? Let's just call that all refined fats, highly refined fats. There's nothing but fat in it. Any fiber has been stripped out. Most of the nutritional value. Protein has been stripped out. Any fat where the protein or all the fiber has been stripped out. Okay, I'm going to say that's a problem. All right, I don't think that's a big deal. Okay, you can cut that stuff out. Refined sugars, refined fats, great. The issue is when it's like, let's cut meat out. I don't think it's a good idea. Let's cut all dairy out. Again, like right there, body composition is your goal. You're trying to get leaner. Trying to retain muscle and lose body fat. That's a real bad idea. It's a very bad idea. All right. Let's cut out fruits or grains. Okay. Again, are you trying to exercise and train and retain muscle mass while burning body fat? I don't think you should be cutting those out. Then you go into all the vitamins and minerals that are in these foods. Those are the sort of foods you should actually be eating. And I'm not telling you to eat a bunch of really fat animal products. It's like, are you telling everyone they should eat huge amounts of saturated fat? No, but there's not a lot of saturated fat in a lean cut of steak or in a chicken breast or in, Greek yogurt, fat-free Greek yogurt, low-fat yogurts. But even then, unrefined dairy fat doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, Little whole milk or little cheese actually isn't really problematic unless you have some lactose intolerance issues. But I'm not telling people that. Lean animal protein, though, real high on your list of valuable stuff, if those are your goals. Okay. And people can try to cherry pick data with some of that. And they'll be like, well, if you eat certain types, you have a higher rate of this or that, certain types in excess. Okay. Nobody's getting that from chicken breasts or lean cuts or sirloins. Never happened. Those excessive amounts of things you're worried about, you cannot do it from those foods, so shut up. All right. No one's ever gotten cholesterol problems or cancer's been linked to low-fat yogurts. Never in the history of epidemiology has there been an association found. Stop. Same thing. Fruits, grains. Pretty good if you look at the epidemiology. Look at the data. Pretty good. Now let's go over and look at what do the fittest people on earth eat. Those sort of foods. Some of them eat junk food because they just burn through it and they're fine. There's a point where excess calories may not even matter when your activity level reaches a certain threshold. For everyone else, though, a bunch of empty calories, not ideal. So maybe you can cut some of that heavily refined stuff out. Yeah, it's not good. But vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, high quality protein, all those foods I listed, that's where you get all that stuff. I'll even say being terrified of nuts, probably not that big of a deal, honestly. So really, what do the fittest people on earth eat? I mean, what sort of diets do you see the most lean, muscular people, for example, eat? A lot of chicken, broccoli, and rice type diets, right? In other words, lean meat, starchy carbs, vegetables. It's usually what people like that eat. Not always, but pretty high percentage of them. Certainly not linked to obesity. What does the overall data say in terms of cardiovascular risk? People who usually base their diets around fruits, vegetables, meat, dairy, nuts, legumes, grains usually have low rates of cardiovascular disease. Okay. Those are all mostly whole foods or, minimally refined. Again, I'm not telling you to eat the fattiest cuts of meat or to drink heavy cream or butter. A little bit of whole milk's probably fine. Yogurts, cheeses, those are great. Fat-free dairy, great. Lean cuts of meat, great. Watermelon, berries, broccoli, potatoes, oats, rice, all good stuff. This is what healthy people eat. But everyone wants these goofball extreme diets, and it's like, why do you people fall for these diets when you know that the ultra fit people, this is not what they eat? The majority don't eat like that, to where they've eliminated, let's just cut out all grains and fruit. Let's just cut out all animal protein. Yeah, that's not how they eat. Might I suggest to people that if you want to get in shape, maybe your lifestyle should probably resemble that of the people who are in the best shape on the planet. The majority of them, not the outliers. If you want to do a keto or a vegan diet, those outliers, maybe you shouldn't emulate them. Maybe you should emulate the 80 to 90% of people who are the fittest human beings on earth. You know what? You're more likely to be successful. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.